This is a Hitomezashi stitching pattern with a generative art slant to it. It comes from the Japanese tradition, I believe, going back to the 16th century. And it is a stitching pattern that is based on a really simple set of rules. And the rules are that we're going to use these ones and zeros written here to define a line pattern. And the line pattern is always going to be skip, line, skip, line, skip, continuing across, or line, skip, line, skip, line, skip, line, continuing across, and then the same thing is repeated on the vertical as well. So how do we decide whether we start with line, skip, line, or skip, line, skip? It's all determined by these ones and zeros. So you can decide to make these pattern of ones and zeros any way you want. It could be random. You could, purposefully make it 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, just kind of alternating, or some kind of pattern of 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1, 0, whatever you want. The way I wanted to make this is with a generative art slant, so I wanted to make sure that there was some kind of randomness or rule set in terms of how we set the ones and the zeros. And the way that I'm doing it here is using a phrase, and in this case I'm using the neighborhood that I live in. I live in Little India in Toronto. And when you render that out as a Hitomezashi stitching pattern, it looks like this. And the way that we're getting the ones and the zeros is for each of the consonants, you're getting a 1. For each of the vowels, you get a 0. Consonant, 1, consonant, 1, consonant, 1, vowel, 0. You get the idea. And then based, like I said, on the ones and the zeros, we're doing, so it's a 1 here. And it does help to write your letters and your numbers directly over top of the grid lines, because that's where you're going to be drawing. My initial sort of impetus was to put the letters and the numbers kind of like in these boxes, but then it's confusing, or at least it was for me to think like, oh, I got to shift it over, where am I drawing this? So just do it over top of the actual grid lines and it'll make it a little bit easier for you. At least it did for me. So it's a 1. So line, skip, line. And as you do that, it starts to look like this. Here's one that's in progress. And if we were just going to do one more, let's do like this one right here. And just to show you, I'm kind of lining it up on like the 1/2 inch marks. And this is a 1. And that is our grid lines right there. It is always good to have an eraser, because I do tend to make mistakes when I do this kind of stuff, especially when I try to do it fast. So it's a 1. So it's going to be the same line pattern as this one over here. So we're just going to do it from this side. Left-handed. Oh my, no, we're not doing it left-handed. Let's not be nuts. There. We'll be able to see it in a second when my hand moves. There. Okay. So just drawing that one line there is already bringing some more definition to this shape. We can see that it's about to go down over here. And because we're using the same inputs, we are getting the same kind of line pattern. See, it goes like up and it's about to come down. Over here, going up, about to come down. It does have this one section up here and this part over here, exactly the same. It's kind of like a sideways M in a square. So, oh, and we should be starting to see like this kind of shape down here, which we are. Yeah, nice. So if we did this one across the bottom, we would really start to get that plus shape. All right, let's do that quickly. And just because this is done at right angles on a grid, it's not required. There's nothing in the rules that says things need to be on a right angle. You could do these on any kind of offset, parallax type angle thing. Yeah, see, now we're getting like that shape coming down there, which should look, yep, very similar. So it's going to do this like up down thing. It's got sort of a cross that goes into this. So we're going to have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is going to end up being a little box by itself, which makes sense because there's 2 zeros up here, right? So cool, that's what it is. When you're all done, it does help to outline all of the shapes with a marker. But again, up to you. I'm doing that to help highlight the areas. And in this example, I used 2 different colors to delineate the different sections. there's no rule to that either. I just happen to use two. You could do each one of these sections in a different color. It could be three different colors. It could be literally whatever you want. It doesn't even have to be filled in. It could be hatching patterns. It could be, let your creativity decide. So yeah, that's what I really like about some of these stitching patterns, just generative art in general, that it just explodes in terms of the possibilities of what you can do with a simple set of rules and the space that is created from it. So yeah, enjoy. If you make something with it, let me know. And I wrote out the rules here. I'll post these rules in the comments for the video, and let me know if you make anything. Okay, thanks.